to another video. Today I'm in the greenhouse. It's hot and toasty in here, but I just want to come with a quick video for you guys because I told you guys in the previous video about netting, and some of you might wonder, like, where can I find like reasonable price netting for your beds, because everything is so expensive these days. And I just want to give you a cheap solution for netting. You don't have to go buy expensive netting for your garden. So my go-to netting is this netting at the dollar store, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to open the package for you because when they have them, like gardening time, I just stock up on it. Now this netting is supposed to be for, it says like to cover fruit trees or something like that, but guys, you have to learn to DIY stuff and repurpose stuff to make it what you want. Okay, so this netting is awesome. Okay, I use this to cover my brassicas and any like green leafy vegetables that I don't want bugs to desecrate. I use that and it works amazing. And it says garden netting, and it's 3 meters, so you can cover a bed that is 3 meter, or you can like a raised 3 meter raised bed, or it's very wide. So what I do is I cut it in half, so you can just cut it down the middle if your bed it's wide. Okay, so you can cut it in half this way, like cut it in half this way and cover one bed. It depends on the size of your bed. And if you want to cut it lengthwise like this side, you can just cut it all the way down if you have a smaller bed, and you can cover your bed with that. I like this one because it is very, very strong and durable. And at the end of it, if you look here, so the end look like when you sew in clothes and you serge the end. This is what it looks like. So they use some kind of serger machine to serge the end, so you don't have to worry about this fraying or coming apart. It's really good, and it's done all across it, the whole length of it. So I love that. This netting is $2 for 3 meters, so it's not bad. I think, you know, you can cover a couple of beds with that. Depends on how much brassica beds you have, and you know, cabbages and stuff like that, kale and all that kind of stuff. So I buy a couple of that for $2, 5, 6, 7. It depends how much bed I'm planting. And the next one is this same garden netting, and this one is 10 meters. So this one is much longer, 10 meters. And again, this is $1.25. So this one is even cheaper. This one is cheaper, but it's very, very long, this one. Now this one, the holes are a little bit wider than this one, but it still works. It still works. So this one, it depends on what you use it. I like to use this one to protect my berries from birds, so they don't get at it. They don't get to eat my berries. But if you're gonna use this over your brassicas, the holes are a little bit wide. So what I tend to do is, if I'm gonna use this over my brassicas, I use like a shade cloth over it. So like I make like a kind of tent, but high up. So like I put like sticks and about, let me see, like 3 meters off the ground. Then I drape that over it, and then I would put a shade cloth, and you can get them at the dollar store also. They have the shade cloth at the dollar store. I think they're 5 meters for $1.25, so you can buy that. The only thing about the dollar store ones, they are very fragile, so you got to be careful with them. I find like if you have the shade cloth outside and it rains and you go and you pull it, it's easy to break. So that's the only thing. I bought a whole roll last year. I think it was a $3.50. They're like a big roll of shade cloth for $3.50, and I still have them in the barn. And I don't know if I'm going to use them because it's very, very fragile. Once it get wet or anything hook on it, it tears. So I just want to let you know that if you're going to buy shade cloths from the dollar store, this shade cloth from the dollar store, you just have to use a netting first and then put the shade cloth on top of it, and this way it works really well. But if you put it by itself, it tends to not last very long. So I put this first and then I put the shade cloth, and it works perfect. It protects my brassicas, it protects my crops. So I am just going to demonstrate for you how I do this inside my greenhouse, because I have, yesterday me and my daughter planted a lot of stuff in here, and I saw Mr. Slug in here, and of course I got rid of him, but I want to cover my bed, and these holes are very small and I know Mr. Slug cannot get through it, so I'm going to cover the bed in here. So let me show you what I do. So you want to put this on top of the bed. Then you want to get some pins and you want to pin the edges like here. So pin the edges there. I didn't bring my pins, but you want to pin the edges and cover it. Now I didn't pull it all the way to the end of the bed because I'm just demonstrating to you guys. But that's the way you want to put it at the top. And then you want to pin it all the way along the bed. So this, you're going to need like another one to put, because this bed is very wide and big. So you're gonna pin it all the way to the end, and then you're gonna pin it on the other side, and then you're gonna pin it right here. And then this is a great protection for your bed, and no slugs is gonna get in through there because how the netting is. And yeah, it works really well. This one is much better because it's 10 meter and this covers this entire bed. But like I said, you're going to have to put a shade cloth over it because the holes are a little bit wider.